Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth, doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
Welcome back. Let's have a little chat about what's going on in the markets right now, right? So we've obviously currently had a massive dump. We reached the 2.5 trillion, went slightly above that on the market cap. So that's the global market cap. We went there, and then we had a nice little dump, right? Which is perfect, right? We needed a dump. All of the analysts, everybody, including myself, we all expected a 53 to 52k bottom basically for BTC. We had that, it was perfect. And what we realized was a lot of these idiot traders, and some of them are actually YouTubers as well, right? Because they've been pumping the signals, oh, we're going to have a breakout, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Obviously, they have no idea of fundamentals or how the market cycle works, right? And, so for example, I gave a few dates. I said, look, 9th, 11th and 13th, right? And just watch what the market does. It doesn't necessarily mean the market's going to go up. It could even mean market goes down. But those dates are fundamental because they're based on certain cycles and certain dates, right? So there's multiple other factors involved. So we're able to predict, right, that something's going to happen on that date. Now, I can't say for sure 100% whether the market's going to go up or down. That's one thing we can't do, but we know those dates are very significant for market movements, right? So that's that, and we can clearly see that. And we had a lovely little dip, go all the way to 53. Even Ethereum went all the way down from 42, right? We predicted 42. In fact, my prediction that I actually sent out to everybody was, it's on TradingView, by the way, was $4,213. And we actually went $4,214, right? So I was off by $1. Sorry about that. But that's what happened. You know, just sometimes you just make a little mistake, right? I mean, the line could have been drawn slightly better, I reckon. But anyway, so it hit exactly the number. We had the rejection, because that's what I said. I said, when we hit that number, we're going to go and have the rejection. We had a lovely rejection and massive liquidation. It took Ethereum all the way to 3,600, and then we bounced back up again. Now, there are some guys who I know had buy orders around those figures, which are great. I personally didn't do anything. I'm just hodling, because the fact is it doesn't make any difference for me. I mentioned recently somebody was talking about, oh, is it over for Bitcoin, or is it going to crash down and go whatever? And my answer to him was very simple. I said, listen to me carefully. I said, what? I said, I've dollar cost averaged in over the many years that I've been holding BTC. And for me, even if BTC goes back to 1K, right? If it drops down to $1,000, I'm still break even, right? So I don't lose anything, and it's not going to happen. That's like the impossibility, right? But if it goes to 1K, I'm still break even. So I just leave it on that one, right? Ethereum, if it goes all the way back down to £90, right, or $130 or $20, right? Guess what? I'm still break even. But you know what the biggest problem is? There's so much noise and people don't realize it's like we had a market crash, right? It's like, oh, market crash, market down. But that's a cycle. We expect that. And, we had the Bitcoin season, which pumped and, it done this thing. And I mentioned this. I said, look, as far as I'm concerned, and I said this to somebody else as well. I forgot who it was on Twitter. I said to them as well. I said, they were like, oh, is the bull market over? I was like, bull market's over time back. I believe the bull market was over a long time ago. Where this is a new bull cycle, right? It's a mini cycle within a cycle. It's not a mega cycle, because the mega cycle, if you look at it, is a 10-year history. That's what you look at. And I mentioned this to someone on WhatsApp as well. I said, we've been waiting for Bitcoin to do these highs and come to this level for 12 years now, right? We've waited for Bitcoin to come to 65K for 12 years, right? That's how long some people are waiting. I've personally been waiting since 2016, right? So, and I'm still waiting, I'm still holding, right? So this is the thing a lot of people need to understand. It's like they always forget the past and they're like looking at the current present. I understand why. Obviously, some of you guys may have just entered now. It's nothing. What we see is nothing. Right? I've also mentioned regarding Wi-Fi recently, Yearn Finance, right? And different people call it a different thing, but Yearn Finance is a funny one, right? So good few months back. I think it was like 3-4 months, if not 2020, I believe it was, or early 2021. I made a video and I said there was some analysis I was doing, and I said I've got a feeling that Yearn Finance will go to 100k before BTC does, right? And today Yearn Finance went to 77k, I believe, you know, way before BTC did, right? It just did that. And the 100k is still on the books, right? It will still do it. But I cashed out, I sold all of my Yearn Finance. I'm not interested. The reason I'm not interested is because I entered with BTC and I exited with BTC, and I got a lot more BTC than I had before. So I'm happy, right? That's what I'm going to say. I'm just happy. You know, and I was holding for a very long time. So that's that. So, you know, now is the altcoin season. All of the altcoins are going to start pumping. We've had our BTC, and someone else mentioned this as well. I think it was Crypto Banter. He mentioned it as well. In his channel, there's another guy. I forgot what his name is. He mentioned it anyway. But the point is, it's actually the truth, right? This is exactly what it is. You had your Bitcoin cycle, which is done already. Now you have your Ethereum cycle, which we've technically had, but there's more to go, right? Ethereum has more room to grow. I mean, 5,400 is when I'm going to see things really heat up, right? Actually, recently I changed it to 5,500. So around $5,500, I might see Ethereum really struggle, just like Bitcoin. That's when we're going to see Ethereum kind of taking a nap, right? And then now basically the other altcoins, right? The other stuff, the ones that people don't look at, they've got the opportunity to start pumping. And as soon as the market dumped Ethereum and dumped Bitcoin yesterday, exactly, you know, they started pumping, right? So Yearn Finance did the pump because of what happened yesterday. You know, it's like 20k in one day because that's where the money goes in. So that was quite cool. I quite like that. That was really nice. Again, I'm not interested in 100k or anything like that. It doesn't matter because I'm not interested in the dollar value. For me, it was more to do with the BTC value, and it gave 1.3 BTC, which I was really happy with, right? Sorry, it was worth 1.3 BTC when I sold it out for 75. So I was really happy with that. So, you know, the way the market works, right? You know, so we're going to have all of this, and then we're going to have one more cycle, and there's one more cycle left, right? So BTC's done its thing. Ethereum's almost finished doing its thing. Until 5.5, it's going to still continue to do something, right? That's going to do. BNB's coming, right? So BNB gets an opportunity to pump. And remember that chart I showed you guys on one of my videos. I think the video was titled a crazy Bitcoin and Ethereum prediction. What I was showing on that chart was, you know, how each coin is valued against BTC or Ethereum. And this is a fact. We don't value them in dollars. We don't give a damn what the dollar is, right? And I've mentioned this many times. I don't care what the dollar is. So, what do you call this? So, for us, currently the little correction that we got is really good. We're really happy with that. And what we're planning to do is, obviously, we're going to have the microcycle, which means the shittest of the shittest, the dump coins. Right? I'll give you a good one. Oh my God, this is really good. Yesterday, I'm watching. So I spent a lot of time yesterday on a different exchange, right? And it was hilarious. I see a coin called medical coin. This is a medical coin, apparently to power the medical and this and that, right? Maybe it's a legit coin, I don't know. Came out somewhere in 2017 during the ICO bubble, right? Never done anything. Yesterday, this shit coin decides to pump 300%, all right? I'm not invested, so I don't really care. Goes up 300, and I'm thinking, that's a pump and dump. That's a pump and dump. That's to get people excited. It's a pump and dump. And, you know, this is what's going on. And then there was another coin called Internet Protocol or something like that, ICP, right? And I mentioned it on the groups, what I saw on that particular one. The coin launched approximately 12-13 hours before it went on all the major exchanges. And the funny thing was, all the major exchanges already had pairs collected and done, you know, ready to launch basically, just as soon as this thing launches. And it shows up on the market cap as 0 at 12 p.m. During the daytime UK time. It shows up as 0, and then by the time I looked at it, it went to $275, and currently it's like $400, right? So a lot of people obviously FOMO'd into it, not knowing what it is. I mean, it might be, I mean, the rumor is, right, this project has been around since 2016, but I'll tell you one thing, I've never heard of it. Right? I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of it. And especially when exchanges are doing this and the coin itself hasn't announced anything, and then the exchanges all of a sudden just announce it and launch it. Well, clearly the exchanges are probably invested in it. That's probably the reason. So, I'm not going to say anything on that one. I mean, it's up to you what you do. And I did mention to the people, I said, do not FOMO when you see this, right? And this is what I did. I didn't FOMO. I don't care if it goes to $1,000 unless I know what the project is, and unless I know, you know, we have the launch dump, because every launch there's a dump, right? Unless we have the launch dump, I'm not going in. Did the same thing with the Yearn Finance. Yearn Finance launches, and boom, it's like all of a sudden it went to $34,000. This is the days when we had a Bitcoin sitting at 4K, 5K. All right, it goes all the way to 34, and then it dumps all the way down again, and it went down to like 1K or something like this. That's the dump you're looking for. So if I get that dump, then of course I'm going to buy into it. If I'm not, then I'm not buying in, right? So that's just one to keep on the radar, but I wouldn't FOMO in. I would just leave it. But I'll tell you what I did FOMO in, right? And it's the first time I did that, right? And I did that based on many fundamentals. And I'm going to talk about this coin at the end, actually. Actually, I'm not going to talk about it now. I'm going to talk about it at the end, right? And then you'll understand what's going on. But for now, obviously, as I said, there's a lot of pump and dumps going on. Ethereum is going to be taking a nap now, you know, for a little bit, probably just go slow. Bitcoin's definitely taking a nap, and we need Bitcoin to stay around this figure. Anything above 50K, solid. You know, I ain't going to complain. Anything above 50K, don't complain, because you're going to make a lot more money on your hopes, right? So, you know, good gains, everybody make good gains, right? But be patient, because some of these coins are going to pop, right? They're going to pop fast. And one thing I'll mention to you as well, right? The whales, right? This is a thing about the whales. Whales have, say for example, we always talk about whales, and a lot of people don't understand what the whales are. Whales are not people holding Bitcoins, right? Bitcoin hodling whales are different. Those are guys who are early investors who bought Bitcoin for pennies, right, or dollars, right? Those are the early investors. They are Bitcoin hodler whales. They don't move their money. The new whales that we're talking about, if they buy 1,000 Bitcoin, guess what? They got 1,000 Bitcoins worth of money sitting on the side. They got massive liquidity. These are also known as institutions. So the correct term to use is actually institutions, not whales. Because whales, majority of them are hodlers, right? And institutions are sitting around, playing around, coming in to make more money, and they have massive liquidity, right? So if they bought Bitcoin, they probably buy it with, you know, 10%, 1%, 5%, whatever of their portfolio. So trust me, if they're buying 1% of their portfolio or 5% of their portfolio, even bloody 50% of their portfolio, that means they got 50% more cash available to buy a dip, right? So that's what's going on. You need to understand certain things, like, you know, of course some words get mixed up, right, when we say whales, you know, but that's what it is. There's a massive liquidity. Now, prior to this dump, what nobody noticed, right, and I keep a good watch, I call it the whale watch, right? I kept a good eye on it, and you know, when you see that movement, you know something's gonna go. So what I saw was massive amounts of USDT, BUSD, HUSD, you name it, all sorts of USD tether coins being bought up and moved into exchange. So think about it, USDT going into exchange. I mean, why on earth would they move USDT into exchange? Well, I'll tell you why they're moving it in there, because they're getting ready to buy. They're putting it there, and they're putting their buy orders because they know it's going to dump, right? So that's what it is. Another thing another brother mentioned regarding stock markets. Now, stock market, we've been expecting a stock market correction. In fact, stock market rightfully should have crashed in 2020. And it did very little, right? But then it got manipulated and brought back up and stabilized, what I say, artificially, right? So the stock market has been sitting there artificially being stable, right? And then you had all sorts of other FOMO as well, like, you know, companies like Apple announcing their profits and whatnot, companies like Tesla doing more sales and pumping their coin. That's what their stock, right? So this is the kind of stuff that artificially kept the market going. So when you look at the bigger picture, the market looked right, but actually the market wasn't, right? Half these companies were either shut down, closed, right, or whatnot. They weren't trading, right? Those are the facts. Now, obviously, current situation, the stock market, you know, how long can you keep it up, right, is the question. And at one point, you can't artificially keep it up anymore. So the market will collapse. That stock market crash is coming very soon, right? It's 10 years overdue. It's 10 years overdue, right? it's too high. It's been hugely manipulated. There's about $500 trillion sitting out there, right, in stupid stocks. So when you look at all of this, you realize that the market's going to crash. Now, before us crypto guys, so me, I'm a crypto guy, before I knew this, well, guess what? The guys who are interested or involved in involved in stock markets, they already know that. The guys who are involved in forex, they already know that. We're the last movers. They already know this. They're not dumb money. They're smart money. And all right, there are dumb money there, and dumb money we have everywhere, right? But the point is the smart money already know this info. Smart money have already analyzed this. They already know. So what are they going to do? Well, they got two options, right? You either sell all your stocks and get the hell out and sit on cash and buy the dip. But that's bad because that will crash the market instantly. So they're not going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to scale out. And then again, they might put it into fiat, but they know fiat is going down as well. So they know that every year, if they took their money out, they're losing 10-15% of their money, right? Based on the inflation, right? And all these money printing. So that then begs to question, what is the next big asset they might put it into? Now, one could turn around and say, well, they might put it into property. Well, if the stock market crash and the money crash, well, guess what? The property prices will also crash. That's not a good idea. Okay, someone say they might put it into land. Well, of course they can do that as well. But how much land is actually available for people to buy? So again, another dilemma. I mean, if everybody wants to buy a piece of land, I mean, how much are you going to buy? An inch? A foot? What are you going to buy, right? So again, it's not a good idea, right? And if they do end up buying land, then land is just going to spike up, and you're going to have a situation where you've got all this land you bought and it's worth all this money, but there's no one to buy. Problem, right? So what do? You look for something that is liquid. Liquid means that you can buy and sell anytime. You can buy and sell 365 days, any given time, right? You can buy and sell. You can basically sit anywhere in the world and you can buy and sell. That's where the money's going in. And I can bet you that money is going to come into crypto. It's the only asset class in the world that you can do this. And the best part of it is, right, you don't even have to announce it. You don't have to tell anybody. You can secretly do it and nobody will know. It's crypto. There's a reason why we call it crypto, based on the acronym, all right? It's an acronym of cryptography, right? So all of this makes sense. Like, this is where the money's coming in. And I'm sure a lot of the money has already been filtering in. Like, they've been averaging into the market, but we just don't know. Because unless a company announces it, or unless a company is legally obliged to tell you, they don't have to, right? A lot of these private founders, what they do with their private money, and they've paid taxes and whatnot. I made a video regarding taxes as well, right? They don't have to tell you how much crypto they have. I mean, you got Mark Zuckerberg, right? He buys 2 goats, and he calls one Max, and he calls one Bitcoin, right? And he posts it, right? Why the hell would he call his goat Bitcoin? Well, there are speculations out there. People are assuming certain things. And a lot of people are thinking probably Zuckerberg is trying to save his funds, his money into Bitcoin. He's probably bought some Bitcoin and just sat there. And this is like his kind of a secret Illuminati indication that that's what he's done, right? Probably he has. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But there's another funny fact I want you to point out regarding Zuckerberg, right? You all probably heard on the news a few years back where Zuckerberg announced that he's going to be he's going to donate or give away 99% of his shares in Facebook. And everyone's like, whoa, I'm such a philanthropist, right? Whoa, such a great thing. Mark Zuckerberg knows fiat is stupid, fiat is worth nothing. He knows it's going to be worth 0. So why the hell would he want to hold on to it? Think about it. He's declared this few years back. He will give away 99% of all of his assets. Why? Because he knows it's worth less. makes sense. It's worth less. Holding on to a dead asset is worth less. So he's like, it's paper money anyway. I mean, what's Mark Zuckerberg worth? Is he got billions in his bank? No, he's only worth money on paper, right? He's worth money on paper, which means that he can leverage his company and say, that's how much my company revenue is, give me this much money. And that's what he does, right? That's what they get. He can leverage his company to get as much money as he wants. That's what it's worth, nothing else. What are you worth? What are you worth? Well, I'll tell you what you're worth. You're worth your credit score, nothing more, right? You know, so a lot of people will turn around and say, oh, this guy's worth this much, that guy's worth this much. Maybe in crypto, but in real world, you're only worth as much as your credit score allows you to be. That's your worth, that's your value, right? If you got a bad credit score and you can't get £200, right? Well, guess what? That's what you're worth, £200. If your credit score allows you to get £1 million, well, guess what? Now you're a millionaire, right? You've got £1 million basically leveraged against what you're worth. That's what you're worth. So that's something to think about. Go and double check, go into your bank accounts and whatnot, or go to your banks and say, right, look, you know, how much money are you going to lend me? And whatever money they say, that's what you're worth. That's what they value you legally, right? Now in crypto, you could be worth $1 billion. No one cares about you, right? And you don't care about anybody either. You don't care about the law, right? You could be a billionaire, a secret billionaire. You invested $1,000, right? Or, you know, £100, for example, or whatever, right? You know, £100, $100, you know, 10 years ago in Bitcoin, and you could be a billionaire sitting there and no one even knows and no one even cares. And neither you care either. You're like, I don't care what my credit is. I might be worth 100 quid by your legal system, but in crypto, I'm a billionaire and I'm going to stay there and we can do about it, right? That's the beauty of crypto. Mark Zuckerberg knows this. That's the reason why I got a feeling Mark Zuckerberg, when he announced that, now it makes more sense to me. He probably entered crypto and just sat there, right, quietly. Now, the reason I say this is Mark Zuckerberg is not stupid. Let me explain this to you, right? When Mark Zuckerberg and the Winklevoss brothers had the issue regarding Facebook, this is the inception of Facebook, the big battle they had regarding the founders, right? And the Zuckerberg brothers, they said, right, okay, and they got paid out by Zuckerberg. The Winklevoss brothers, sorry, they got paid out by Mark Zuckerberg, right? So Mark Zuckerberg becomes the main guy of Facebook. Well, guess what? The Winklevoss brothers took some of their payment in. They took a lot of their payment in Bitcoin. They took it in Bitcoin. Now, if Mark Zuckerberg is smart enough, guess what? He would have plugged in some of his cash into Bitcoin as well at that time. Nobody's thinking about that. Nobody's thinking about that. I bet you any money he's done that. He doesn't want to disclose it. That's fine. That's fine. You know what I mean? But I'm sure he's plugged his money into that a long time ago. And this kind of starting to surface now as well. This is like his way of saying it by buying 2 goats and calling one Bitcoin maximum. Max stands for maximalist, right? Bitcoin maximalist, right? And he posts it, right? This is what it is. Because why else would he name his goat Bitcoin? He's trying to say something to people. He's got this bottled up inside. He's gagging for it. He wants to tell everybody, but he doesn't know how to do it, because if he does, there's a lot of implications. There's a lot of nonsense. He might get, media attention, and his life may be made hell, right? So he doesn't want any of that. He's like, right, look, I don't want the drama. Fuck all of this. Excuse my language. I don't want the drama, but that's all I want to do. I just want to keep it secret. Also, it also indicates that, remember, Mark Zuckerberg and his Facebook company wanted to create the coin Libra, right? He's interested. He can only be interested, and he can only have faith, and he can only plan to do everything he's planning to do in the crypto sphere if he's a believer. It makes so much sense. Thank you, Mark, for letting us know that that's what you've done and that's what you're doing. I know the truth. Doesn't matter what other people say. Doesn't matter what the media says. They're noise anyway, right? I know the fact. You're already in there. So that was good news. Very bullish news. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that, right? Now it makes sense. 99% of his wealth is worth nothing because he's already plugged it into Bitcoin, where he's probably made 200% more than 99%, and he's sitting there, all right? That's a whale you got to be worried about, but I don't think he's going to be selling, because he's obviously going to give it all to his daughter, or whatever he's going to give it, but that's where he's plugged it in. Makes so much sense. Michael Saylor says, I'm not going to sell it for another 100 years. makes so much sense, right? You know, Elon Musk, I'm not selling it, makes so much sense. Elon Musk says, the other day, he's like, yeah, we sold 270 million of the crypto that we bought just to test the liquidity. Great, but he also says it's not my Bitcoin. So he said we sold Tesla's Bitcoin, not my Bitcoin. Again, the question is, right, how much do you own, right? There's plenty out there. So we're not going to talk about all of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we could lead into conspiracy and whatnot. So I don't want to go into all of this stuff, right? Now I want to give you the pick, right, I had, like. So a few days ago, I spoke to a few people and I said, right, you know, I'm going to be looking at a coin. And I said, look, I've looked at this coin and I'm going into this coin. And the coin is Shiba Inu. Come on. I made a video. I started tweeting about it. I started everything. Shiba Inu. Now, what is that one thing that said to me, buy this? Remember, I'm not a fan of Dogecoin or any meme coin, right? They just look scammy to me. There's another coin called Telcoin. Everyone's been talking about it. I looked at it and I looked at the wallets. I looked at the liquidity and all of that. It didn't make any sense. I look at the website. Doesn't make any sense. Promises, right? You got Western, the money transfer apparently, right? Or money transfer company. Well, you got Western Union, the biggest in the world. You've got MoneyGram, the biggest in the world. And then you've got these two companies who have kind of sister companies. So they're not sister, they don't own them, but other companies who actually leverage on them. So use their assets to plug their own systems and create their own companies. They're already there. So why would we need a crypto money transfer? And talking about crypto money transfer, well, the biggest and the best coin right now, and it's being plugged into Visa, 700 million customers, is Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens is being used and has been used by money transfer companies to settle payments. XRP was doing it as well, right? XRP did it through MoneyGram. Same, the technology is already there. So this Telcoin coming out and Telcoin.in doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, okay, yeah, right. It looks like a pure scam, just wants your Ethereum, nothing more, right? That's what it is. They just want your Ethereum, they want your Bitcoin. But again, people are foolish. A lot of people don't understand. They will just go in. But then again, I'm going to say, you know what? It might be real. I don't know. I don't care, right? I'm not interested. It looks too scammy to me. You can do you, I do me. I'm not a financial advisor. But Shiba, now that's a different story. What did I see in Shiba that I didn't see in any other shitcoin? There's plenty of shitcoins out there, trust me. I scour through all of the coin market cap and I see all these shitcoins out there. Shit, right? I'll tell you what I saw. I saw the coin market cap. I saw how many exchanges had it. I'm not talking about decentralized, I'm talking about centralized exchanges. I saw which centralized exchanges had it. I saw the amount of liquidity on the exchanges. And I saw how this coin went from 0 to billions. When I entered, it was $5 billion. That's $5 billion plugged into a coin that just came out, right, recently, like a week ago. That says something to me, right? It says, do you know what? Give this a chance, right? Give this a chance. And then I saw another thing, right? Chinese are very interested in this coin. The Chinese are very, very interested. Now, we know very well, Chinese, they like to gamble. They will gamble their houses, their lives, their wives, right? That's how mental they are, right? I don't know about their wives, but the point is they will gamble, right? And I've got a feeling a lot of the Chinese, because this is true, if you look at the exchanges and the volume for the Dogecoin, what you realize is a lot of the Chinese, they don't care about fundamentals or legitimacy or anything, by the way. They don't give a damn about it. They just want to make money. A lot of the Chinese exchanges, the trading volume for Doge is very low. That means Chinese are not interested in Doge because they probably missed the boat. So they're calm and they're like, you know what, sod it. We missed the boat. We're not going to be interested in it. But I'll tell you what I did find. Shiba Inu. Chinese exchanges, oh my days, the volume, the liquidity. I mean, Huobi had like $5 billion, right? That was yesterday, $5 billion of liquidity. What the hell, right? I see another one, you know, $2 billion, $1 billion. What the hell? You look at that, you're like, okay, that's freaky, right? I look at, what was it? Binance launches yesterday at 12 p.m. afternoon, 12 p.m. So this is what, about 29 hours ago, right? It launches it, right? It's hilarious, right? 29 hours ago, it launches it. And the liquidity moves in. Currently, Binance has $3.5 billion worth of liquidity sitting there. What the hell is going on? Remember, Binance is also a Chinese exchange, right? Maybe operates from multiple different countries for legal reasons, but also a Chinese exchange, right? I'm looking at that, I'm like, wow, you know? So when I'm seeing that kind of money coming in, interest coming in, you know, when I'm looking at how many buy and sell orders, the sales are there, by the way. They're selling, like offloading. You know, people are changing hands. They're offloading as fast as they can. But the buyers are also there. They might not be buying as much, but they're buying fast. They are buying fast. And that's what I'm looking at, right? Who's, you know, the sellers are selling. Is there enough liquidity for people to buy? And people are buying fast. And that's what I like, right? So for me, it all made sense to go in. So I plugged myself into it. And I can tell you openly so far. I'm not going to tell you how much I did on the video, guys. It's not right. But I'll tell you this, right? You're going to hear this. I'm currently 2.5x on my money already. So for me, as long as the whole thing doesn't dump by 50%, I'm still up. And even if it does dump by 50%, well, guess what? I'm 125. That means I'm 25% up on my thing. So it was a good call. I picked it up. Everyone's doing all right. I think so many people who bought it, everyone's in profit as far as I know. So all the people in my private groups and even some of my other groups who I've got a YouTube group, I think they're all kind of in profits right now. I hope they are. And everybody's asked me, they're like, okay, should we sell? Or I said, look, just dollar cost averaging. This coin has a chance. Give it a few days. It's only been around for what, 6-7 days right now, and so much is happening, right? It's so hilarious, right? You know, you look at it, and I've also said this as well. Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, in fact, including Ethereum, but I'm going to skip Ethereum for now and Binance for now. Every other coin is a scam coin. They just want your Ethereum. They just want your Bitcoin. But guess what I want? I want Shiba Inu to give me Bitcoin. So I'm about to scam the scam coin. Does that make any sense, right? I've invested money into Shiba Inu so I can get more BTC. And best thing, I mentioned it yesterday, I said even if BTC value drops, right? So my target is to make more BTC. And I'll give you a good example of that. Say, for example, you bought one BTC worth, just random, we say 60k, right? One BTC worth. And BTC has a massive dump and Shiba Inu doesn't move and BTC goes to 20k. Well, guess what? As long as Shiba Inu doesn't move, you just made yourself 3 BTC. So it's not a bad hedge, right? That's what it is. So there's more of a hedge game I played over there, right? And that's the whole idea, right? And so far, so good. It's been playing out well. BTC is dumping, Ethereum's dumping. Guess what? Shiba Inu is pumping. And it's giving more Ethereum or more BTC, whichever one you prefer, right? Of course, dollar-wise, it might not be doing anything, but I don't care, right? Who wants your dollar? So that's what I'm waiting for. So it's going to be quite nice. I mean, this one is a whole different thing. So I think this has got a future, and I mean the speed it climbed up as well. It was on like 200, coin number 200 when I first saw it. Then it climbed up all the way to 38, and then when I entered, I think it was about 35 coin in the rank, right? And then currently sitting at 14 or 15 or 16, I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. It's in the top 20, for God's sake. Top 20 for a coin that just came out, top 20. So yeah, I mean, we're going to see a lot more of this, by the way. We're going to see a lot more. We're going to see coins that were somewhere around the page 2000, right? You know, 2000 or 4000 rank, all of a sudden pop into the top 100, top 200. But what you have to understand is very important. You have to take your profits out ASAP. Because these coins are nothing more than a pump and dump scheme, right? Okay, the new ones, give them a chance. They might mature in a week or two, and then we'll know where we're going. But always have your buy and sell orders ready, right? So if you've got a buy order, have it ready. If you've got a sell order, have it ready. You know, track these coins, because these coins, the moves are going to be crazy. Like per day, they could go up and down. So you got to be on point, right? Don't go in if you're not going to be on point, because they will burn you. They will wreck you. because that's what it is. Everyone's trying to just clean up as many Ethereum, as many Bitcoin. This is an accumulation phase before we start moving. Now that Wi-Fi token has flashed 75k, Bitcoin's going to make the move very soon, because all the money from Wi-Fi token is going to go back into Ethereum, go back into Bitcoin, and then shift Bitcoin up to 75k, exactly as predicted, right? I'm going to use that word, it's stupid, right? I mean, Crypto Banter, he takes the piss out of Card from the Moon. Every time he plays a video on the corner, he says exactly as predicted, right? It's so stupid how he does that. And there's another one, that idiot that basically, you know, sitting in his Lambo, probably hired it or whatever, and he got burned and he lost millions of dollars because of his wrong signals. And he's been giving it to, I think, close to 300,000 people. I mean, I feel sorry for all of them, anybody who followed that. You know, it's a fluke. You, in a bull run year, everybody goes, oh, exactly as predicted. But the point is get that number right. Tell me a good number, give me the exact number and say that's the number. Then you say exactly as predicted. You have the right to say that, right? For example, Ethereum, I said 4,213. I was off by $1. That's exactly as predicted. 53, I said it's going to go below 53. Boom, 53,000. It went below 53,000 something, right? Exactly as predicted. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, numbers, you know, we don't give two directions, we give one direction, right? I mean, I myself, I do this, right? When I'm seeing it go up, I'm telling you what the high price would be. I'm not going to say if it goes up or if it goes down. I'm going to say that. I'm just going to say one thing, right? And also, if any of you guys are new to the channel, I talk about crypto without any of the filters. You know, there's no nonsense here. I'm not FOMOing anything. I'm not going to give you crappy information that, you know, I picked up off somewhere else. I'm just trying to copycat. A lot of people copy my stuff. What I'm doing is giving you the hardcore facts and one statement, right? If it's going up, I'm saying it's going up. If it's going down, I'm saying it's going down. If I don't know, I'm saying I don't know. Very simple. You get clean cut information here. You don't get any nonsense, no noise. That's what we do here. So if you like the content, make sure to hit the like button. That's very important. Like, share, and subscribe with one other fine thing. We're trying to grow the channel and see where we can take this, right? But we want clear information without the nonsense, right? I'm not trying to sell you anything. All of it is free for you. Anything I make on this video, you know, it's free for you. All I want is a simple free like from you, a free subscribe off you, you know, and share with one another, just to kind of grow the community. Other than that, there's nothing else. I don't want anything. All right, I'm blessed enough. I got enough. I don't need anything of anybody. Just want to grow this community and help as many people as possible, and especially get the noise out of the way. That's all I want to do. So I'm not going to make it any longer. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, I mean, keep on stacking the sats, right? That's what you got to do. Keep on stacking your sats, right? BTC is king, right? BTC is king, right? You are alpha. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming, right? 100k BTC is coming, and it's going to shock everybody. If you're not in it, you're going to miss it. Adios anyway, guys. I'll see you on another video.